there was a meeting between the EMBs and the APC on Monday and on Tuesday regarding their concerns relating to the Electoral Commission. And I understand that at the end of the meeting yesterday, there were suggestions for your consideration, namely that you should consider their demands around that the voter register should be looked at, that no software application parallel systems should be allowed, that manual counting only should be what should obtain. Those are the ones relating to the commission. Something which has been brought to your notice. If so, what's your decision? And related to that is the fact that in 2018, the voter roll had the birthday of the registrant. And in the 2023 one, there is no birthday indicated there. Is there any reason why that is? Thank you.
Wow. My explanation was exhaustive. Eh? Okay, thank you so much, Omar. In terms of the management and tally of the results, we are guided by the provisions in the Electoral Public Elections Act, 92, 1 and 2. In 2012, these provisions were under 94, 1 and 2 in the 2012 Public Elections Act. The same provision relating to the tally of results, which says after the polls are closed, results are read at the polling station. The polling station presiding officer record the details of the ballot obtained or the votes cast in favor of all political parties and other administrative details of the ballot. They certify at that level, in other words, they sign and stamp. Opportunity will be given to political parties, agents present to also sign. And once they have signed this ballot result reconciliation form, the one first copy, original copy, is put into what we call T bag, the tamper evidence bag. And the second copy is also put into another T bag. The original copy is taken to the tally center, and the second copy is taken to the district office. The third copy is given to the highest candidate that pulls the vote in that station. The fourth copy is given to the second highest, and the third copy is given to another candidate. And the last copy of the 6 of the pages per one result reconciliation form is posted at the polling station. That has been the procedure at the polling station level. And once these results are taken, then the polling center manager will collect these results from all the presiding officers in that center and hand these results to the ward coordinator that we refer now to as election coordinator. Because we don't have ward, we are using proportional representation. These ward coordinators will now collect all the results reconciliation forms in this tampered evidence bag and takes them to the district returning officer in their offices. The district returning officer or district election managers will collect all the results in his or her district, and then we transport this result physically to the national tally centers. To the regional tally centers where the results will be processed. In all of this, the political parties are present at the polling station. They are also present at the regional tally centers. The regional tally centers each district returning officer will supervise the tally. Actually, the law with tally. But over the years, because of best practice, we tally results at the regional center. It was the same procedure in 2012 and the same procedure in 2018. So the issue, one of the issues being requested by the All People's Congress is for us to do the tally, or the district returning officers to certify the results in their offices. As I mentioned, we don't have the infrastructure, we don't have the resources, and we don't have the time to set up system at all the 16 districts for them to do that. So therefore, we focus at the regional centers. And they will supervise the tally of their results in their districts and certify these results to the regional returning officers, who are the commissioners. So each district returning officer will be in charge of the management of the certification of their results. And the issue of giving them these results, once it is certified, they will then give copies to the political parties at the regional tally centers. Well, if they prefer, the district returning officer will take all of these results back to their district offices and give to political party agents. And therefore, we have created offices for all of our district team who are going to be there to manage the tally district by district. So when at the completion of the certification by the district team, then the regional returning officers will take the physical results, in other words, the compiled results, to the national returning officer, where I will do the tally for the national results, for the announcement of the outcome of the polls. So that's the procedure. The question of us using electronic transmission. Since I assumed office, I've tried to introduce technology a little bit. We use technology to do voter registration. We use technology to capture people's whose photos we have photoless when we are issuing the voters' ID card, and no complaint was made. If we had not used the technology when we are issuing the ID card, we will not be able to have printed some of the photoless voters' ID card. So it's not new in terms of technology in the electoral cycle for this particular cycle. So we thought it wise, for administrative purposes, while the result reconciliation forms are being collected at district level by the work coordinators, we develop an app into a tablet, the same tablet we use for the voter ID card issuing period, so that the staff, the polling center managers, will take photos of the results signed by the presiding officer and signed by the political parties, and that photo will be sent where internet exists to our system for administrative purposes. While we are doing the manual tally, we also have the backup of the electronic version. So if there are inconsistencies, we have at least 3 sources that we can identify, we can verify from. We have one copy at the district, we have one copy, the original copy at the tally center, and then we have electronic version of the results. So basically, that's the procedure we are going to use for this tally. We are not saying we are going to use electronic as it comes. We say these are the results, we pull out the results without verification. In terms of the tally, the political parties, observers are going to be present. They are going to be there to see how we are going to tally. If they have issues, we have provided for them to request, for them to check any result they want to verify. Even if we have processed it, we can go to that result and pull it for them to verify. So we have done all of this to ensure the credibility of the process. And this is something we just bring it out. We had discussed it, our PPSC meeting. We had live demonstration of this procedure in the presence of the political parties. But I think this is not unusual. The current government, I understand, They were also crying about the result tally management system. So it is also not surprised the opposition now is questioning the tally system. But at the end of the day, what is important is for us to be transparent, for people to see what we're doing, and we are not operating in a secret society, so that at the end, when we announce the results, will be accepted. The other reason for not providing the date of birth is the same issue that we learned during the voter registration. During the voter registration, some people were telling the kids to go and indicate their age of birth. That would be in line with the requirement for 18 years. Many of those that we removed from the voter registers, their ages were 204, 205. They will go to the center to register. You ask them, what's your age? March 204, March 205, or May 204, or 205. And also, that notwithstanding, people were also creating birth certificates, as I mentioned. And one of the criteria, we will check whether you are the voter that present yourself at the poll, is to ask you your age of birth. So if we are going to give this to political parties, we have seen it in the, in primary chieftaincy elections, even during the last PCMP elections. Somebody will go and claim to be the person on the register. Having given the clearance for him to register, him or her to register, the actual person will come with another receipt. So to avoid all of this, we say we are not going to provide personal details, which is a likely possibility, which is a possibility for people to go and claim identity which they are not. So that's the reason we have limited the details on the register we have given to political parties.
Hello. Okay. Good afternoon, Mr. Commissioner. So the opposition, we are supposed to deliver a letter with their concern to you today. I want to know if they have done that, and if yes, what's in that letter. And also, I'm concerned about security of the Ecsl offices across the country. I think I've witnessed 3 elections. This one seemed unique. We are in almost 2 days to elections. We hear lots of threats and violence against Ecsl, the offices, and the like. So I want to know how secure are the offices of Ecsl, and on polling day, how secure are all of us who will be voting? And the last one is, are you bothered about all the allegations, counter-allegations made against you in particular and the 5 other commissioners who, according to the opposition, are supposed to resign before Saturday? Thank you very much.
Aliyu Amarasu, Independent Observer newspaper. Mr. Chairperson, based on the systems, especially the use of the technology, and based on the state of preparedness, if also explained, within how many days will the final result be announced?
For the Mogiba content, I write for the Calabash newspaper. Commissioner, there's concerns about the printing of the ballot papers. In your submission, you made mention of the early voting, and that new, to be specific, raised some issues about the printing of the ballot papers, of which they said that they confirmed that the ballot papers been printed here in Sierra Leone, but Ecsl was unable to actually tell how many ballot papers were printed and how those ballot papers used, if there's any remaining or there's any issue with the ballot paper. So I would like you to comment on the printing of the ballot papers in 2 countries, as they said, Sierra Leone and South Africa.
I am Joseph Toure from the SLBC. Mr. Commissioner, you know, you are talking about using technology, and one of the negatives of modern day technology is that it can be hacked. You know, there are, even in the United States of America, there are allegations that President Trump won because some other outsiders helped him to hack the system. So at the end of the day, what's the assurance this technology you are going to use will not be hacked by outsiders?
Thank you again. For security of our offices, we have, in collaboration with the security sector, the police and the military, they have deployed at least a reasonable number of security personnel at our districts across the country. The ballot papers were transported by military and police and our staff. As we speak, we are getting rumors or information that there has been an attempt by some people to go to our offices, but the police are there to ensure that nobody gets in. More in the north. We are following up the issue. If there are any updates, we will let the public know. The allegations against us, we are asked to resign because of all the demand that, one, we should provide a comprehensive details of the voter register, including signatures, dates of birth, addresses, telephone number, and the code. And two, we should allow independent auditors to audit the system. And three, we should not use the electronic transmission of results. And four, we should not tally results, or in other words, results should be certified at district offices. These are issues we responded to in this statement, which we will share with the media. In our last meeting we had with the All People's Congress and as facilitated by the PPRC and the Peace Commission. These issues, we have spoken about it severally in the PPRC meeting and the individual one-on-one meeting with the All People's Congress. As I've explained to other people, the problem we have with the All People's Congress is that when I assumed office, since I came to that office, I've interacted with four sets of senior executive of the party. When I assumed office, we had the old executive. We were interacting with Ambassador Yansane as Secretary General. And up to the time we started the voter registration, or up to the time the court created the interim executive, we are working very cordially. To the extent when we took one of the commissioners of parliament, both APC and SLPP commended us for all the by-elections we have conducted, because all parties, both APC and SLPP, won seats for these by-elections. Then we have the interim executive created by court, which we worked with during the voter registration. All the registration centers were covered and observed by representatives of the All People's Congress. I have correspondence to that. They were deployed. When we came to the due duplication of the data, we have representatives at the warehouse. Where they were there, they observed for the rest of the 2 weeks that we took to do the due duplication. Now we have the current executives, and they are asking for something which we assume the interim executive must have briefed them. They requested, the first request that we received in terms of the voter register was for us to provide disaggregated data by center. And when you say disaggregated data, that's center, the figures per center and per station. And our response to them at the time was, after the final figures have been released, there are still some administrative issues that need to be addressed, which are provided for in the Act. And we realized, before we issued the voter registration card, there were also the issue of people being mismatched, being misplaced. In other words, moved from one based on the data collation, transfer to another location. And the law also provides us to do transfer. And what the law says, after the final figure, if you want to change your location, once you receive that application, we are obliged to respond to you within 3 months. So before the printing of the voter register, all those who requested for transfer, we needed to act on them. So these were the reasons we told them that we cannot give them the voter register, the voter figures at the time. And once we completed and printed the voter register, we published the final figures in terms of the centers and the stations. One thing I want to mention here, this final figure, the final total figure never changed. What changed was the district figures because of this movement, because of the mismatch. And we also came out with a public statement on that there was a claim that we have moved people from northwest to southeast. As a matter of fact, the net figure in terms of this transfer is more advantageous to the northwest than the southeast. So these are some of the demands they have requested, which we say we have done nothing wrong. There's no law that says we give you these details you are requiring for. But over the years, it has become a tradition that we give voter register to political parties, and that's what we have done. The other issue they have demanded is for us to reprint the entire 3,700 and something voters card because of the bad quality. I had explained how we have addressed those issues. They have also asked us not to use the transmission of results, and we have told them that we are using this transmission, electronic transmission, for our administrative purposes and for further quality checks. If we have electronic, we have the other version, physical version, it will be easier to verify. If we had not used the electronics and the hard copy during the voter registration, there were going to be a hell lot of problems for us. Because when we did the exhibition, there were a whole lot of problems. So we went back to our electronic as well as the manual to confirm the registration figures. And so therefore, we say the introduction of the transmission is a parallel procedure. But the precedent, the priority is on the manual data that will be presented at the tally centers. The other issue is the tally at district level. We have clearly said we cannot do the tally at the district level because of all what I've explained. The system is not there, the infrastructure is not there. And therefore, as we speak, this is the stand, and they say all of these demands we have to be met, otherwise we resign. And we have not resigned, and we will not resign. In the commission, we are ready for this election. We continue to engage if there are rooms for engagement, and we'll continue to encourage the All People's Congress that this election, if they are participating, their participation is crucial for the peace of this country. They say the peace of this country is in my hand. They also have a role to play to ensure that we maintain the peace. Let them go to the polls. Let the poll speak. We have been transparent, we have been inclusive, and we have demonstrated that. And as a commission, this commission has conducted 4 or 5 elections. 80% of the staff are still there. The same people, the same institution. So it's the same people that are going to conduct this election. So let them join us and go to the polls. SAFU. We vote SAFU. We count SAFU. We listen SAFU. We announce SAFU. If you win, you bring everybody for dance SAFU. If you're not happy, you follow the law SAFU. But Salone must go before. Thank you.